Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. This is an exciting one. We're coming at you with our first edition of VR news since the launch of last week's second annual 2025 Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, which, not to toot our own horns too much, I'd say went pretty damn good.
My biased opinion. Well, going into it, I said it would be good. I don't think it was bad at all.
No,
I finally got to watch it as like
a consumer, like a viewer,
and I enjoyed it.
Not like super analytical for every little transition and stuff like that. It was cool. We got some pre-show love during the pre-show because how we did our showcase for those who have not seen yet, and you can always catch the replay on YouTube. Definitely still worth looking at. Our pre-show was previously shown trailers, and our main show was only trailers that's never been seen before. And I remember in our test watches, you were like, dude, this pre-show is a legit showcase of its own.
Yeah, that's how I ended up. I didn't go into it like that, but after, half a dozen times of watching it, it really just kind of like laid on me. I'm like, damn,
this is a solid pre-show.
Like, even if it was just the previously shown, at least you're getting word out,
Yeah, and I mean, there were some comments like referencing that they didn't hear of that game yet, so it definitely served its purpose. But right away, like 3 or 4 trailers into the pre-show, there was comments echoing your statement saying like, wow, this is a damn good pre-show.
Like I said, I feel weird talking about our own shit like that, but yeah, no, I was.
It went good. There was no technical issues.
Yeah, no, everything was. It was a good day.
Yeah, I mean, I think the developers, they got a good little spotlight for their game. A nice little bonus.
At the end of the day, all I want is for developers who probably, not everyone's got a ginormous marketing budget.
Some of these it's
talk
zero.
About this painlessly, but it's an opportunity to get the exposure that might be difficult to get and get people hopefully talking about your game. So because of that, I feel great. But the sponsors definitely made most of that possible.
Yeah, huge thank you to all of our sponsors. I'll pull up the full list in just a moment so I don't miss anyone. But yeah, dude, some of these developers, like, they literally have no marketing budget.
Solos. I mean, and that was represented in the showcase as well.
We definitely gave a lot of indie love, and we had great titles as well. We'll go through every title that were shown in the showcase later in this episode, but you look at stuff like Ragnarok's newest DLC.
Well, that's going to crush it.
Dude.
Ragnarok's just awesome.
Yeah, that was a great
it's your
show.
It's your Viking Beat Saber.
I'm very happy with how this one went. We threw a little poll at the end of it in the live chat, like, should we do this twice a year or once a year? I think we ended with 88% saying twice a year.
No, it's more than enough. That's the thing is, like, at the end of the day, there's so many freaking games. Even the ones we talk about, like, with upcoming games, there's still some that aren't on the list that, for whatever reason, are shadow dropping or doing their own thing or didn't know they should be on a list, whatever the case. So it's like there's a ton of games coming out in 25.
Yeah. And I mean, we said this every week, and it's true. 3 weeks ago, there was the VR game showcase from Jamie and Xena, which huge props to them. They gave us some love in the lead up on social media to this. So huge thank you, I guess, to the whole VR community that's always down to rally behind us two little scrubby guys, putting together.
Massachusetts scrubs.
Yeah, I always like to make fun of us for being Northeast, like, East Coast. Hey, we were in New York City. We'll talk about that in a moment, too. But that's our people right there,
Our people.
No, but Showcase went good. If you haven't caught it yet, go check out the link in our show notes or visit our YouTube channel. Check out the 2025 Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase. We have a small handful of news to talk to start the show. And then we're going to go right into a showcase wrap-up, going over all the titles shown, which, even if you hear us talk about it and you haven't seen it yet, it's always worth actually seeing the trailers yourself as well, too. So definitely still worth going in and watching. There was about, there's over 20 games shown, so we won't spend an hour on each one by any means, but it'll be good to go over each one. But before we get into the news, it's an interesting situation because you have access, I don't. We got access for Wanderer the Fragments of Fate through the MetaQuest creator program. You got access so far. I did not, but that's my fault. I requested access to it a little bit later than you, and they're off in, I think, Australia or something like that. It was the weekend for them. I'm like, I'm getting that shit on Monday, you know? So I haven't gotten a chance to hop in yet, and it's funny because I've been so freaking hyped for it, but I actually got some enjoyment hearing you talk about playing it last night while we were party chatting. So what's been your thoughts on Wanderer? On the MetaQuest, that's what we're...
Yep, standalone only. I'm about an hour in, maybe just a smidge more. It's interesting, but I go into it blind. Like, I didn't play this previous, right?
I also don't think I ever heard you say, like, I think this game's going to be game of the year. Like, I'm very hyped for this game.
No, your hype is what made me be like, I'm excited to play.
But I don't think you ever had that, like, this is going to be the best game of the year.
No. Again, I wouldn't like
completely blind.
Sounds
like,
cool.
Open-minded.
From the little that we were teased before it finally came out. That's all I know. So it's been a learning experience to like understand like what exactly the lore is and like what the hell's really going on here. It's got this trippy element.
Some time traveling, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't feel like they took me by the hand too much. But I mean, so far I'm not hating it at all. I'm like, even last night I was like, dude, my battery's dying. I'm toast.
I've heard some complaints about the combat and some like frame rate drops and stuttering and
Combat's
stuff like that.
A little like let's say you got like a 2x4 in your hand or something, and it doesn't feel great. What is kind of cool though is like, so let's say you got like a hatchet in your hand, but you have it in the upfront grab. If you just give it a little toss and then grab the bottom, you can do that. You can take your knife and go from like stabbing, to like, I'm going to go down, just flip it.
And then do the little like, tss, like yeah. That's cool.
And it doesn't feel like, it's not automated. So it's not just like you throw it and it automatic. No, you got to grab it. So I give them props on that.
I heard some people say that it probably could have been dropped though. That was kind of
what, the fighting in general?
Yeah.
You
haven't done a bunch of it?
Is there fighting in
the original? No. That's my understanding. I never played the original.
I mean, I'm sure it's to keep you occupied, right?
It didn't feel like completely out of place.
I mean, the first fright I had did.
Okay.
I walked into a room and a dude just bummer. It's like you're doing a little tutorial type of thing, and and this dude just comes at you. I'm like, I didn't even know he was a bad guy. So,
still don't.
But the fighting is a little off. Especially with like if you have a baseball bat and the dude's got armor or weapon, it can be a little weird. I was able to punch kill people who had weapons that in theory, like you get hit twice with an axe, you're probably not going to come out okay. But I didn't have a weapon. I'm like, oh shit. Or it was in my backpack. Pop, 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 pop. It's just, you'll see what I mean. It's like, it's a little weird with the arms. And a little bit of like frame skip, just
some stuttering.
Yeah, it was nothing that like my brain wasn't like, oh wow, a good solid patch will probably clear up a lot of this shit. The fighting, I don't know, but again, to me, it's like, I don't know, it's supposed to be that way.
Well, quick hard facts: Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate. It's available on MetaQuest and PSVR 2, PC VR coming soon. Interestingly enough, on the MetaQuest, it's available for the 3 and the 2.
That's a problem.
Maybe that's where things, maybe this should have been like a title to incentivize you to upgrade to the 3 because it's
3S?
like that next generation, or the 3S. But it's made and developed and published by Mighty Eyes.
Mighty Eyes.
On the MetaQuest store, it's currently $49.99, so it's definitely a heftier title. We saw another similar situation with Civ, which we'll talk about a little later in the show. As well, it's currently rocking a 3.5 with 147 total reviews. But interestingly, it says version 0.8.
Yeah, so
they launched a non 1.0.
Yeah.
It's not called early access or nothing either, but I mean, just by their version number, it's early access still, right?
The question's going to be is how quick can they do something about it
to get it to 1.0?
I believe the 3.5 that it's currently at is probably because of like people who know the franchise.
We're expecting. I saw some like
And
1-star.
we're
I
not
came here
happy.
from the TikTok. I was so hyped.
We're not happy about the fighting element of it. And, you know, that'll bleed out and then it's up to, let's see what happens after that. But I'm not having the worst experience. I'm not like, oh my God, I don't want to play this. It's making me sick. Like, no, I'm just trying to.
Going in blind, you're having a good
Yeah.
time. Do you feel it's worth $49.99 so far?
No.
That's a steep price, right?
For what I've done so far, I mean, again, I don't know the depth. So like this could change every week. So let's gauge it based on,
And again, I haven't gotten access yet. I don't know. I can't comment.
On the minimum,
I'm just probing you on this.
on the minimum, $24.99. On the maximum, $29. And I feel weird saying that.
Yeah. But you it's also part of like typical pricing in the VR industry as well.
But again, if this is like 20 hours of freaking fun and whatever, then yeah, it's probably worth more than $24.99. But just based on what and again,
Initial first impression.
yeah, I'm like, $24.99 wouldn't hurt. 50
50's a nut.
plus tax.
That's a nut.
54, 56, depending, you know.
But you're having a good time so far.
Yeah. I'll check.
You're definitely excited. I could tell you wanted to keep playing if not for your battery.
Yeah.
I heard you
I
go,
was bummed because I have,
dude, I didn't think of this.
It's not like I don't have a backup battery attached to it.
That just wasn't charged.
Yeah, why fucking do that? You know, no, because I bled it out before we left. So, no, I'll check in every week, and then hopefully you have it
I'll probably have it
Today?
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Well,
Well,
today of the episode dropping, yeah.
not even. You should have it today, technically.
That's actually if it's a
'Cause
Monday
that's,
there.
That's
Yeah,
Monday for someone.
we'll see. I'll check my.
And then I'll be curious your thoughts. But yeah, I'd like to check in next week because I'll probably have a lot more time put in.
But hey, Wander the Fragments of Fate out now. After it's official, it's out. 0.8 and all, but I mean version 0.8 and all, but it's in the wild. And now,
Which is huge. You know, it's not in the wild.
what's that?
Underdog boxing.
You were just asking about that because every week we pull up the upcoming VR games. And you're like, still no Underdog boxing. What happened
It's
there?
gone.
Anywho, though,
Watch, it's been out for 2 weeks. Nobody even noticed.
so this one's I'll lead in with something that we'll talk a little bit more about probably next week, honestly. But we did get to go to an event in New York City with some other VR creators and a lot of flat screen creators. It was like a 2K MetaQuest program. We went there through the MetaQuest creator program. Saw some other great VR creators like Mateo, Jay Bratt. There was a good handful. Adam Bombody.
There was no way Mateo was not going to be an event in New York
And
City.
it would have been insulting to not bring the New York City guy there, right?
He's from New York City.
No, it was a fun event. Like I said, we'll talk much more about it next week. But I mean, in full disclosure, we went to New York City and went to a Civilization VII VR event, and I'll leave it at that for now because I don't trust myself, and it will be much easier for me to talk about this next week in safe terms. And then this one was announced this past week as well, a day before our showcase. Luckily, not the same exact day.
Same as Nintendo, right?
Yeah, Nintendo was 2 days before, so we lucked out twice. But the other month, in February, it was announced that Civ 7 VR is coming to the MetaQuest. And I think we've all heard me rant about wanting it for so long.
No.
So this past week, it finally came out, the release date and the price of it, and it's definitely a hefty nut. It's coming out on the Quest 3 and the 3S on April 10th for $60. So definitely going to be one of the more expensive games in the series. Not one of the more expensive games in the series. It's definitely going to be one of the more expensive games on the MetaQuest. The $60 price tag I did see get hit with some criticism, to say the least. It's, like I said, definitely one of the more pricey games on the store. It's cheaper than the flat screen version. You know, the flat screen version costs more.
If it makes you feel any better.
But it's definitely going to fit into an interesting spot where like $60 being one of the, if not the most expensive game on the Quest store. I don't know if like somebody that's never played Civ before is going to be like, well, I'm pulling the trigger $64.99 after tax, $65. And like, so then you go, well, then it's for the diehard Civ users like myself that, Civ 7, boom, got to get it. But if you're a diehard Civ 7 fan, the game came out 2 months ago, flat screen. I spent $100+ on Civ 7 to get all the DLC packs and stuff that are going to come out. How many of those diehard people are going to be like, all right, now $60 more for it on another, but it is also a whole different medium. It's not like you're going from, let me spend double the money to play it on Xbox. It's like there's a huge difference between flat screen and VR. So there is that as well. It's just, this isn't to be a hater. Either this is because I want the game to do as good as possible. I'm hoping that $60 price tag doesn't put them in a weird spot where it's like too expensive for new Civ users to go right into. And also like, the Civ diehards don't want to spend $60 more.
After spending $100.
And like Firaxis has so many great titles in their roster, like games like XCOM, which runs on freaking my iPhone. I can download XCOM and play it. My attitude is if it runs on an iPhone, should be able to play it on a MetaQuest, right? Is that
Sooner
fair?
Or later.
Like there's the Total War games on my iPhone. I'm just saying. But yeah, Firaxis has a bunch of great titles that I would love to see come to VR one day. So like to me, this launch is very important. It goes well for future Civ titles, DLCs, spin-offs, other titles of Firaxis. Like this could be cracking into a gold mine. But if it goes wrong, they have like a rocky launch, they don't sell good. That scares me. Because I want this so bad.
I mean, the diehards will come.
I would buy
just
it
because they have to, right?
Like the thing is, yeah. If I would buy it, even though I already bought Civ 7 flat screen.
Just 60 is a tough sell to a newcomer.
Absolutely.
Although I don't know how you could go around life and never have stumbled on it in one capacity or another. So you might already know, like, I don't like Civ, or I do like Civ.
I feel like a lot of people have at least played one version of Civ.
Yeah, dude.
But they're all so different than each other.
So, but the 60 is my big fear.
Yeah,
60 in performance. That's it.
Well, you were saying off air, and it's true. Like, hey, GTA VR could come out tomorrow for $100, and that's no problem. People will pay it. But if it doesn't perform well,
you're gonna know real quick. Like,
so yeah. I mean, this wasn't.
And that's what's scary is the diehards are probably going to be the first ones to buy this.
The most critical.
Are they not though? Every time Civ does a release, there's usually a couple weeks of like the world is falling apart.
It's still granted, it's the rest of social media. It's the Reddit communities and stuff. But the Reddit community is very like, the game wasn't ready to be released yet. Talking about the flat screen version. Like they should have let it cook longer. So if that crowd is the first one to review that's on the store,
yeah,
they're going to be like, they put their focus in this instead of finishing their game, even though this was not developed by Firaxis. This was developed by a studio, the same one that did Dumb Ways Free For All, Playside Studios, who we love Dumb Ways Free For All. So if that's the indicator of ability to port, like that's comforting. But we'll see on April 10th. You can pre-order it now. Interestingly, no pre-order discount. So it's still 50.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I'm sure it cost a fortune to pull this off. But again, the 60 is the only thing that
it could put them in a weird spot.
Me. Yep. On the short term, I think long haul, they're going to be fine. It's not going to be a quick burn.
Published by 2K Games as well too. So interesting stuff. And I'm
happy to see it, dude. It's like I almost feel bad for you because it's here.
No, this is Pandora's box now, because now I go, look, now we have Civ 7 VR, which I said this when it was first announced, and I said this before anything was ever announced. Like, you could always bring an older Civ to VR too, or Civ Revolution. I'm still very open to that idea, just because we have like the fact that they did this Civ 7 VR.
Now you want to go backward?
Hell yeah, why not? I think that we should have the whole anthology in VR, and then I look at other games for Firaxis, like I said, like XCOM and stuff like that, and all their other strategy games. Brother,
I would think
Pandora's box.
I think we might have seen the last of Civ in VR, just so they can
say this is the definitive.
Start putting other shit on VR.
That would be really cool.
Go back to and go, what do we want to do now?
That'd be really cool. But the fact that they seemingly are releasing Civ 7.
Well, they are.
It's not a VR edition. It is Civ 7 Well, it is a VR edition, but it's the newest Civ 7. They brought it to VR. That's crazy.
On a cell phone.
And it came with the announcement the game can, and this was kind of, implied in their initial trailer as well too, but it can be played either VR or mixed reality. And then you'll have the other leaders around your board and stuff like that. That's freaking cool. You're going to be able to play solo or multiplayer with other people on the Quest 3 family, the 3 or the 3S. So we would be able to play together. That's really cool. And then you're also going to have an archives area that stores your achievements and your in-game milestones that you can go view as well too. So let's see. April 10th, $60, Civ 7 VR.
In the wild, baby.
It's coming this week. So you'll hear more thoughts and more about our event and stuff like that next week. I think that there's something you want to speak up on, you want to throw out there. You got words to say.
I'm excited. It's like Christmas for me right now. It's one of the rare times I'm like, oh man, my brain's kind of wandering to it here and there. But guess what I got?
What's that?
Roto.
A Roto VR chair.
Roto VR chair.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that too. I'm saying no way, but
I appreciate the banter.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the loaded.
Yeah.
No, of course you knew. 1,000,000%, dude.
Not enough yet to give full in-depth thoughts and everything like that.
I'll say this. I got it out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
I got her put together.
Mm-hmm.
Got to think of a good name for her. So far, pretty cool. I'll talk more next week for sure. We'll add it to the agenda. I do have an unboxing because I'm a nerd. I have an unboxing video that I'll say impressed me a lot because I'm a stickler for packaging.
Well, I was going to say, when you showed me it, I was like, I can tell you watch a lot of unboxing videos. You're hitting the small details of it. Surprised you didn't have like the fine gloves,
I have the white, remember the Walkabout mini gloves? Walkabout mini golf gloves? Yeah, the white ones. No, I didn't do that. It was a good one on box.
I'm excited to hear your full thoughts on the podcast.
Jesus, me too, man. Because I've been wanting one for a while.
That's your Civ 7 VR.
In full disclosure, it was provided in collaboration with the MetaQuest Creator Program and Roto VR.
Ooh, look at that. We're big shots.
So I do appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Roto VR seems like a pretty.
That's
good
a joke
company.
too. We're not big shots.
No,
at all. That was an absolute sarcasm.
Yeah, 100%. No, so
what are you excited? What are you going to go into first?
Well, there's something I'm going to play with it because I've been watching a lot of people's videos using it, and there's a game I've seen. I don't think I've seen anyone playing it, so I'm not going to say it.
Is it the one that you said it to Mateo, and he goes, "Oh, that would work"?
I think so. One's known. Yeah.
Okay.
No. The individual I was talking to.
Okay.
Yes. I'll put this one out there just because I'd love if someone beat me to it. Rogue Pinatas. I feel like it's gonna work really good.
Oh, dude, like that game surpassed my play amount I thought I was gonna have with it.
Like if you just turn it, then any game that's got like head movement turn would on paper work. I mean, there's 400 friggin' games you can use the chair with, dude. That's like today. So
we'll have some more thoughts on it next week. You have one, by the way. I don't, or anything like that. Wow, Wanderer, Roto VR chair. You're swimming in the
fucking Civ 7 coming out, dude. This is a strong week. Silent North coming out.
Oh my goodness. We'll have an interview with Scott Albright from Combat Waffle to talk about Silent North for the launch of it as well too.
I don't think people realize how big that map is.
You just want to hostage people.
The fact that this could even be possible is still kind of, we'll talk to Scout about it.
Yeah,
we'll let him say it because when I heard it, I thought, like when you're excited about something, you're like, I could do this, throw 100 things at it. And then, if 10 remain, they're the 10 solid ones. But that was one that I was like, no freaking way, man. It's in the trailer. You can even see it in the trailer. Holy crap.
All right, you want to hit the next one? So then we have time. We have a couple interviews to do today. So we gotta get to our wrap.
Trying to focus.
We got to get to our wrap up still.
I'll take a sneak peek at the clock. Yeah, I'll be a little quicker. I don't even need this really open for this one. And this should be of no surprise because you saw Dana White and Mark Zuckerberg buddying up. We all know
Dana's now on the board of directors of Meta.
So this is of no surprise, but UFC is going to integrate some of their technology into Meta's technology.
That means Meta AI, smart glasses, Meta Quest, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Threads.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get to see some cool shit coming.
What do you think that's going to mean? It's kind of vague.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know.
Do you think we're going to be able to watch? I still want a referee cam to watch a fight.
I mean, I went into the NBA thing which is purely a demo at this point. But I'd watch a fight like that. So if they can give me, ringside seats.
The NBA one is like your
cage side seats.
You have like a 360 view. You're in the crowd, kind of.
Yeah,
like
you're on a special platform.
How is the quality?
Decent enough.
Okay.
Better nowadays than years ago.
Okay.
So it's like,
it's only going to get better.
And this is like, I think if Meta said like this is the cameras that would be needed for the best overall experience, then that's what they would probably use.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would bring that experience. But if they're looking to do more than integrate some of their technology into their back end programs, and it seems like from a viewer, we're going to get some benefits of this. Then great, dude, I'm all for it. No problem at all.
I'm just so curious. I remember back in the day, UFC prelims used to not be shown at all. Remember that? If a fight ended early on the main card, they'd slip you in a quick finish from the prelim. Yeah. Maybe you'd see one prelim in the whole card. Now you get a whole prelim card shown. But the first compromise UFC did for that was live streaming the prelims on Facebook back in like 2009, 2010.
Yeah, the partnership between these two is of no surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really. Zuckerberg's been a fan forever.
Dude, there's another piece on the news later about their heads-up display smart glasses. You think you'd be able to watch a UFC fight on there like that?
Long term, be able to watch anything on them.
The Vision Pro for NBA games, they have this like tabletop view. Do you remember when we saw that? The video of it, we didn't get to use it.
It's like looking at a hologram.
I think that would be a cool way to watch fights too. You'd see the little guys in the octagon throwing down like that. You'd be like, let me zoom in like that,
Yeah, man. The one thing I liked about the NBA one is like you're small.
Okay.
Those dudes are big.
Really?
Fucking huge. Yeah. They look a lot bigger than they
Brock Lesnar in there,
The only problem is it's all edited shit and it's not like a full game.
Oh, it's not like just live when you watched it?
No,
that's unfortunate.
No. It was like all edited shit.
And you can,
but if proof of concept, I'm all for it.
They show some fights in Horizon Worlds now, but I think it's all like pre-recorded, previously shown fights, and a lot of it's from like UFC Fight Pass stuff, like LFA, things that they own, not the UFC.
Work perfect for boxing though. Work easier for boxing than MMA
because of no cage.
Yeah, cage, and you can corner cam it four corners.
I wonder if they'll put you elevated up for the like above the cage or something.
I really don't know.
That's
interesting. I don't know what they're gonna do or what. I mean, they could dangle a camera from a wire, do a 360 cam. Wow. But it seems to me like the 360 video is going to start to get a lot better real quick. Like, so
let's see.
Yeah, no, I'm happy
cool
about
stuff.
It. And again, I believe they're doing some back end shit too.
Mm-hmm. This next one is a little unfortunate too, because it's with Playside Studios, who just is attached to Civ 7 VR now. So the headlines are Civ 7 VR Studio, and then whatever. So they get that attachment with it. But Playside Studios, the developers of Civ 7 VR for Firaxis, they have begun some restructuring, largely within their quote unquote work for hire teams and non-project specific workforce. As of 2024, the studio reportedly had 360 employees, according to Upload. At the time of this writing, it's unclear how many they have now, but 360 employees is a fuck ton of employees. And they say that these layoffs will not impact anyone in current projects. It was from their work from hire teams and their non-project specific teams, which they said that they didn't have as many active contracts for work for hire that they anticipated. So they're laying these people off. And they said that they hope to bring them back on in the future as more contracts pick back up. Unfortunate for Firaxis that the title gets to say Civ 7 VR studio has layoffs before the game ever came out.
I mean, for clickbait, it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
In reality, it's not like, we're losing money. It's like, it makes sense when you read the article as to why.
It sounds like that there wasn't much going on with those people.
That's a lot. That's a big team.
360?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. They do a lot of stuff.
Dude, that's a real big team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many times have we talked to people and it's like maybe 12? And that's like, whoa, that's a big team for you guys.
Yeah.
And these guys are like almost 400 strong. Holy moly.
And this comes a few months prior to this. It was announced that they achieved a record annual revenue of 64.6 million Australian dollar, which is 40.9 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, they do a lot of shit. They're flat screen, mobile games.
I was going to say, they're very diversified.
Work for hire. Civ 7 VR. And they did damn good job with Dumb Ways Free for All. I'll give them credit there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I got faith in whatever they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
Just sucks to like the initial. When I first saw that, I was like, "Oh, are you fucking kidding?"
The game's not even out yet. You're already laying
I'm like,
people
we're already
off.
doing this. This sucks. And then
yeah.
It not that people laid off.
It's never
like,
good,
but it was a little more cushiony than like
it didn't seem like the company was failing.
Where'd my company go?
Yeah,
no, and they might have had like some pretty serious notice.
And it says that they'll offer outplacement support and counseling services for those who lost their jobs.
Okay. Financial services.
No, it didn't say that. It said outplacement support and counseling services.
Oh, counseling. I thought I inserted financial.
yeah. Big
like, damn.
I didn't see nothing about severances and stuff like that, you know?
Okay.
Not saying there wasn't. I'm just saying it wasn't financial. That was funny. Like we go, ooh, financial services.
I'm like, wow, that's a new one.
Shit, lay me off from there, you know?
Me. All right. So we got some Meta HUD glass news.
Woo.
It's not just like one
Next
person
generation
either.
smart
It's like
glasses.
The Verge, The Information, the Financial Times, and Bloomberg's Mark Gurman.
That he's always the source of these things. That Mark Gurman.
Smart glasses with heads-up display we talked about before is coming in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're really looking forward to is Hypernova. Scary dude, $1,000.
I think Hypernova is the name of the prototype for the heads-up display. That's what they're calling it.
Yep. So what's really cool is like they're still going to continue selling the Meta Ray-Bans that'll do their thing. So yeah, you're gonna be able to use it with the neural wristband that they had spoke about previously. So you'll be able to like scroll by just making little gestures with your wrist. It's gonna have a very, very high quality camera. Is allegedly. I've never, to me this is all just words on paper till I physically see one in being used. But they're making some big claims. But you're also gonna pay up to $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in that, that's half a fucking Apple Vision Pro, right? But if it's doing everything in the world, it's going to claim
it has
it
a
can
heads-up
do.
display. That's really what it comes down to. That's the big sell to me.
But they're talking photos, maps.
Yeah.
So I originally we envisioned like just like what a little neon green HUDs up, but if you're using maps.
No.
Then that's full color.
That's what I've been. We had this debate.
Yeah,
you thought it was like going to be a color. I've been telling you this whole time it's going to be a screen like YouTube videos and stuff.
I get the Bluetooth audio.
That's what a heads up display is.
Streaming calls, music, audiobooks, podcasts. I like how they put that in. Use apps including camera, photos, and maps.
Mm-hmm. I've been envisioning a full display the whole time, like a full screen,
full color.
Yeah. Why? We had this debate.
Well, yeah, I guess it would have to be because if they're using the Damn, dude.
And yeah, this is the same. This is their only one that they're working on with a heads-up display. Hypernova, gonna be $1,400.
Up to.
That means that shit's gonna be $1,499.
70 grams. Ray-Bans weigh 50 grams.
But if it comes with the neural wristband as well, which was originally said to be sold separately, I mean, you're adding value for that $1,400. Like you're getting, dude, you get a neural wristband. This is laying the foundation for Orion.
Well, yeah, it's all like the parts of Orion that'll eventually come together, right?
Yeah.
That they can test out.
And it won't be Ray-Ban branded. It'll be their own branded head, glasses.
Do you think they'll stick with the name Hypernova?
No. That's just the code name. Same thing like
I'm wondering what they're going to call it, though.
all of the Quest headsets were codenamed a different city in California. So if you go and look at the code names of the Quest, you'll be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, no, I'm just curious what they think they'll. I like the name though.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll call them
I gotta. How's this? I gotta see it to believe it. I believe it, but I want to see it to believe it because that's a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been happy with little arrows. I've been like, all right, that seems to make like it'll work. But for 1,400, dude,
yeah,
I have more questions than answers.
Not bad.
Like it can't block your field of vision while you use it. It's freaking glasses. So it'll be interesting.
Well, right before we get into our showcase wrap up, as always, let's give an on-air shout out for our Patreon members on our on-air shout out tier, which you can join that list by visiting the link in our show notes. Joining this esteemed list of podcast supporters, we have Asim, Amelia, Carson, Earth Witness, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, and Shoes. Thank you all for your continued support month after month. And like I said, you can join that list by visiting the link in our show notes, where you can also find the link for our awesome Discord server, full of great VR fans and all that stuff. So be sure to check that out. And if you haven't yet, don't forget, go watch the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, and you're going to hear our wrap up in just a moment. All right, let's start to go over the games that were shown in our main show of our 2025 Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, which again, if you haven't checked out yet, definitely go give that a watch. But we kicked off the showcase, obviously, with our pre-show. And then we went into a little intro, which was pretty special to us because we had it voiced by Bruce Buffer, the fight announcer. Well, not commentator, like the person in the octagon, it's time. We had him do our intro. So for the 5 people that like MMA out of the couple thousand views, I hope that was 100% for us. The fact that it actually came from one of our Discord community members jokingly made the suggestion. And then you sent me a message and you were like, not for nothing. How much, you think we can do this? And I was like, fuck. Now you've planted the seed, now it has to get done. So it was kind of a struggle. What do you come off of that Bruce Buffer high energy intro with for a trailer? And we went right into Clean Sheet's newest DLC called Samba in Streets. Clean Sheet, by the way, is made by developer, excuse any pronunciation mistakes I make, Inciviv Ltd. It's going to allow you to play the game in the favelas in Brazil or
without getting killed or robbed.
Adrenaline pumped caged football in London cages. So you get Samba in Streets.
It did have that vibe. I'll give it that.
It was very well done. That was like, remember us talking like, what do you come off of that Bruce Buffer intro with? And I think that was perfect.
Yeah, the flow was.
So yeah, the DLC comes out April 11th. So definitely check that out when it drops from Clean Sheet.
So I would encourage, if you want to see like a true like orchestra taking place, you just look at the list and then you can see the.
Every time we watched this trailer, I think you loved it. Like I by the last time we played it, you loved this trailer.
Oh, this next one?
Yeah.
Cold VR was the next one to surface. And it fit perfect. So
there was no actual update in that trailer. Just teased that there was a big update coming soon.
Yep.
Obviously it's a lot of announcements and new stuff in the showcase. But I mean, for a game like Cold VR, it's a new trailer. Let's get them on the showcase, right? It was fun. It was a great trailer. We actually had it later in the showcase at first.
Gave it the bump down.
Yeah, and it flowed.
It made more sense. Just like putting clean sheet.
Yep,
right at the fucking start. Boom.
Yeah.
It's the energy, want the energy.
And like I said, that's a game clean sheet. If you haven't checked out yet, I mean, Salmon Streets DLC, perfect time to hop in. And then rolling off of Cold VR, we got a release date announcement of April 10th from an upcoming game, Chicken Dead, made by Quantum Universe Days. Loved their trailer.
Dude, their trailer was spot on.
One of my favorite of the showcase, honestly. The way the music changes happen. Like, if you haven't seen our showcase yet, like, stay tuned for the Chicken Dead trailer.
And then at the last 10 seconds, turn the volume off.
There's some little kid voices in it.
Whoa.
Oh, you just threw your mouse.
That's
I guess you really did
about
not like those little kid voices.
One more game.
I get why they did it. It was a good
Yeah, no.
funny.
They marketed it really well.
If like that's your type of game, like that
From
was
the adult
ultimate
perspective,
sell.
I was like, oh no, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. But from we want millions of people to play our game.
Hey, you've
That's
hopped
a
in
green
Gorilla
flag.
Tag, so I don't want to hear it.
I'm warming up, man. I already know how Chicken Dead's gonna go. I
Yeah.
love the trailer.
Yeah.
Love the music. They put a lot of good work into that.
That
I do think all the trailers were put together well, but that one just there's one point when the chicken's flying,
Mhm.
and it was cool because in the live chat, you were like, chickens don't fly.
Yeah.
Like
Other people
how
are
you
like,
gonna
nope.
fly? They can fly in the trees, man. They can roost. But yeah, they're not going to see chickens flying across your sky any day soon. But then they hear the music kick on and you're flying, playing the good tune.
Oh man, the music that it plays in that
it's
moment too.
perfect.
No, they crushed it. So huge props to Quantum Universe Games. I'll definitely check it out when it comes out. April 10th on the MetaQuest, Chicken Dead. Great fucking trailer.
And then that led right into Exergale,
Ooh.
which I believe was perceived very well.
Yeah, that was
a good trailer.
That one was made by developer Chark. That one had a fun tone in the music as well too. It was a good one to keep that momentum going off of Chicken Dead and that high energy intro.
Like I said, I'll go to the grave on that.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's spot on.
And Exergale, it is coming on the MetaQuest in early access on June 9th. It's going to be very well received, I think.
I hope so.
There's a lot of love for it in the live chat and the post showcase comments as well too. So, Exergale from developer Chark coming in early access 6/9. Giggity. Then we went right into from there Hyperbolic Time Chamber, which is a fitness game as well too. That was a fun trailer, man. It was kind of like little DBZ themed. We're gonna be on Dragon Ball Z themed. Any Dragon Ball Z fans will get the reference in the name. Hyperbolic Time Chamber was a thing in Dragon Ball Z. Some of the wording, coloring.
That would
was
be the click to get you to look at it.
Hell yeah. And like the hyperbolic time machine was a big part of the Dragon Ball Z storyline, bro. I want to go in that and exercise, I want to get yoked. I want to get swole, bro. So hyperbolic time chamber, that one was a little bit of a sleeper title, I would say. But you want to take the next one as well?
Yeah.
This next one was real fucking good.
Next one was one of my, I was looking at in what order do I want to play all these? This is one when I first saw it, I was like, damn, I want it now. Loop 1 done. Some sort of manufacturing type game. That's all I can say, man. You look at that trailer though, you'll be like, I want to play it.
The developer Jonas.
I don't know why I want to play it.
The developer Jonas Sandis. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the last name. I'm so sorry. Sandistet. He is in our Discord as well too. And when I saw somebody from our Discord was submitting a trailer, I was like, all right, this will be cool. And then I watched it and I was like, no way.
Yeah.
That had
dude, it looks. That one, I just can't wait for that one to hit the wild because I want everyone to be able to see what the hell's going on.
Well,
but it's a great trailer.
The moment where it pans out and it's showing everything, and I think he's in his washroom or something like his washing clothes. Dude, it's intense. It's coming out May 2nd as well too. So Not too far, but he seems like a perfectionist because we were trying to poke him for access in our post-show hangout.
Give us keys.
Hey, fiending a little bit.
Got keys?
And he's like, there's just a couple more bugs,
No bugs. Keys. No, that one from sight unseen, the first time I saw it, it looks like a game that I would enjoy. It looks like something I would buy. So yeah, of course I want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
That was, very good stuff. And then we also got a trailer from Frost Survival VR made by Wankley Studio, the same studio behind Survival Nation. Great studio, great games. And this trailer gave a release window of when it's going to be coming out. It's called Frost Survival. It looks like there's co-op survival elements in it, but then it takes kind of a dark turn at the end.
Something out there.
there's basically I'm chilling in my cabin at night. Is how
I ain't leaving if I don't have to.
What was that game where you're like, I'm safe in this corner? Like, I'm just going to stand here for a little bit. That's going to be me playing that game at night, when it hits nighttime. But at least it looks like we'll be able to play it together as well, too. So that one looks great. Stay tuned for that coming to the MetaQuest as well.
Then we go right into Disembodied.
Oh, MetaQuest and Steam VR Q3. Okay. Sorry.
Both. So, yep, Disembodied up next.
That was a fun one.
Uh-huh.
That was the two hands kind of put together.
There's that's one you definitely want to see. But yeah, so it's like two hands, let's say a 1 foot stick holding them together in between, and you manipulate your hands. But the way that the developer spoke about the movement of it and feeling natural and almost like an extension of you, it's like, okay, now you've
sold me.
And what was crazy is it got a lot of good feedback. Like, oh shit, this is gonna be.
Yeah, it did.
I saw some of his personals, and yeah, people are like, wow. Okay.
He was sharing it on Reddit. It was well received.
So that's one that's
talented developer, definitely.
It's going to be curious to see how it all ends up.
Can I be honest with you? I love the music that's in the trailer, especially at the end. The last notes in the trailer, great. Yeah. And it wasn't an announcement or anything. It was more like a development update trailer, but
yeah.
I love the variety of different things we have in our showcase. We even have like a little bit of a developer log later in the show. So, and Disembodied, I think that was definitely one of the highlights of the show. And then we also got a new trailer from Stupid Cars as well too. If you haven't played Stupid Cars yet, definitely go check that one out as well. It's already out on the MetaQuest. Silly little concept where you have to like direct the traffic and help them.
There's quite a few flat screen games.
Correct.
They even have Park the Car.
It makes sense for this to be in VR. It's almost crazy that there wasn't one of these.
It's fun
in VR.
It's fun. Don't take it too serious.
$6 on the MetaQuest, dude.
Exactly.
4.8 right now. $6. So if you haven't checked out Stupid Cars yet, great developer with Gimbal Studios. Definitely give it a shot. $6, dude.
And then the ultimate gangster. Pedal Rebel VR. You want to see a cool trailer, man. This dude's gangster. Full, all leather, full face motorcycle helmet, Quest 3 on an exercise bike. You're out of your freaking mind.
You were joking. You're like, dude, this dude's sweating balls recording
There's no way. Imagine, like, dude, we just got 10 more takes. Can you do that again? Do that again. And be like, no, I really freaking can't. But Pedal Rebel VR, I don't think you have to have an exercise bike to play it. I don't think. But certainly if you want the full maximum benefits of what he's offering, it looks like you're best to have one. But I can't think that like literally he's like, you have to have. I think you can use your hands.
It was a cool trailer though. It was a cool concept.
Yeah, man.
Wicked cool dude.
Dude's a gangster
too.
Just to even do that, even for the trailers, like full face, the full face helmet. Like, wow, the amount of heat. Like, how are you venting that? He's like, I didn't turn it on. Like, you crazy? My face will melt. But no, I give him credit. It looks definitely interesting. There seems to be a push in 2025 for exercise, which means Games Team developed last year and the year before had that in mind. That like, 2025, we're going to call that, which makes sense to where the world was to where it's at. That people would have started making games for like, dude, I got to get rid of this muffin top. I got a little comfortable.
Also, anyone watching on YouTube, we're not playing the trailers behind us, so you can go and watch the full showcase as well. We don't want to spoil the fun with our bodies in front of it, you know? This next one was one of the more cinematic trailers we had, Toy Box Rebellion from White Noise Games. That's the same developer of Eternal Starlight. Never going to forget my boy, Dr. Chin Chin. Great game if you've never played Eternal Starlight either, but Toy Box Rebellion, it's going to be a mixed reality. Looks like it uses those army figure style toys. And if there's what's going on in that cinematic trailer is going to be in the final game, I can't play this soon enough.
Yeah, that was my attitude. I'm like, I want it. But I said that with so many of these games, dude.
Yeah, maybe next year, unless it's
selfish.
Like early in development. Maybe we put that hard rule. You know, you got to give us access. You know, that's we didn't charge develop. You know,
I can deal with
disclosure.
bugs.
We didn't charge for participation of our showcase. We had our sponsors and stuff like that, heavily disclosed, very heavily disclosed. Maybe that's the one payment request for next year that we mandate.
A key.
Give us some keys. We got to play your game. You know, that's funny. Just messing around with that as well. But White Noise Games working on their next game, Toy Box Rebellion. Love the developer. Was so glad to have them on the showcase, and that's definitely one I'm excited for.
And then Sugar Mess.
Sugar Mess.
Sugar Mess.
That was a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
That's the thing. All the trailers were good. All the trailers I think were fun. I don't think any like really rubbed me the wrong way as a viewer.
No, they were all well received. I was actually like,
some of the ones I didn't think would be were actually received
better than
I thought.
Yeah,
I was like, interesting.
Yeah. It shows you that what you think, like your preference is you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your least favorite trailer
also shows there's something out there for everyone.
100%.
But Sugar Mess.
And this trailer was for their new add-on as well too, bringing new levels, new challenges, all that fun stuff. So if you've already been playing Sugar Mess, this is now available with the DLC as well too. Check that out. Sugar Mess is made by developer Jolly Co as well too. So definitely worth hopping in. I'm gonna see the price of that again too. And the DLC is available on MetaQuest now for only $4.99. So definitely a steal. And now this next one, Human Within. This was one of the trailers that didn't have like a new announcement or a new DLC or anything like that. It's hyping up an already existing game because we love to be able to do what we can for as many devs as possible. Human Within features that real life human footage, like real life actors in it. So their trailer was awesome because they've respliced a bunch of that footage from the game into a new trailer, and it was actually a damn good one.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Production wise. But
yeah.
they had the benefit of already having the real life actors
yes.
and all the footage. So it was an easier, kind of like double edged. But just as far as like
polish.
Yeah.
It looked very professional.
But again, taken from their actual game, which is already produced. And
dude, one of those games would be so expensive to make, right? You'd think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like B.
But still,
to me, like B
isn't there
level,
like
but
SAG rules and stuff like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm assuming in the gaming world, it's the same.
I'm guessing if you're using them,
part, you get prevailing wage. If you don't, you're just whatever they offer you per day that you agreed upon. But
I feel like if there's a loophole with video games, they would have closed that a long time ago.
And then I'm thinking because of the nature of it, it's like if you look at a movie where they're probably going to have you say the same part, depending on the director, 20 times, right? The same exact line. You can tell these aren't the same. It's like these, in a lot of cases, are one takes or very few takes in comparison.
Just to save money?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
that makes sense.
You're paying somebody, freaking $200 an hour. It's like, yeah, you said it great. All right.
We got
Next scene, you're not like, okay, 4 hours of light metering.
A whole day on one scene, one line.
Yep. But I really enjoyed the trailer.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out Human Within yet, definitely go check that out. This next one, Honey Pot. This one made me laugh, man. Took a little dark twist at the end there, ripping off a stinger. But it's a new B game coming from developers VR Monkey. Looks so fun. I love VR Monkey. That's our Brazilian homies, Brazilian developer team. Famous, in my opinion, for bringing games to the PSVR 2, but I'm hyped for their upcoming game Honeypot. And if you haven't checked out the showcase yet, definitely you're in for a treat with that one. It's silly. Saw some people saying AI voice. I don't know if that one's an AI voice, man.
I mean, the AI voices that were definitely used were really good. So this one, I'm on the fence.
I'm like, it might have been.
I didn't think it was at first, but now I question.
I kind of did. I remember I said it too, but I was like, it also could just be like, that could be somebody's voice. That was interesting. But Honeypot, coming from VR Monkey, definitely recommend checking that one out.
Pretty sure you stole that one from me.
Oh, no, I did?
Next was...
Okay, so you do 2 in a row then.
No, it's good. I'm actually going to take a break while you read the next one. I have to go to the room next door.
Okay.
This was kind of a cool one. At first I saw it, I was like, actually kind of like, I gave you like a little like, I don't know, man. And then watching it through its entirety, I was like, it's actually kind of cool to see. I'm digging those more and more. But Airspace Defender, it was like a day 1 to like day 200 and something, documentary, for lack of better terms, of how it got from what looked like some sort of hackathon on day 1 to the game that we have today. So seeing it actually play again, when it started, I was like, dude, we're going to watch every day of this. And then seeing the way it was actually put together, I was like, that's cool. It gives us a little glimpse of what's going on. What it takes to really make one of these games at the level that he made his. So it was cool, put together very well. And I couldn't be more thankful he did that, because it turned out to be one of the cooler. And there were a few we had or
behind the scene developer things.
Yeah. And I was concerned it wouldn't go over well, and coming to find out,
some of the favorite
some people I love the behind the scenes shit.
I know you got to run next door, so I'm sorry to do this to you. I think what it is it's a mix up in the flow. I think if it was a bunch of those,
it's just a me thing, not
like, I remember our first year we had a Hellsweeper do a couple minute behind the scenes one, and it was very well received as well too. I think if we had like 10 of those, it would be way too much.
Yeah,
but a couple behind the scene,
that point's behind the scenes,
helps that the music in it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, no,
as well too.
It was definitely worth the watch.
Absolutely.
And I'll return.
Yes. So this next one was a previously announced game called Tunnels. We got a release window trailer, and they've since actually said the full release date. It's going to be coming out May 15th, 2025, this year. Month away. It's developed by developer Nomad Monkey and published by the publisher Mastiff. Man, this is a claustrophobic horror game, to say the least. Like, if you can't handle tight spaces, this is going to be a tough one for you. But if you want to scratch that itch of yourself, man, Tunnels is going to be a fun one. And beyond just climbing through tunnels as well, looks like there's a lot of jump scares in there as well. All you have is a flashlight as you navigate these. So this one's going to be intense. I'm going to hold the mic for a second while my co-host and father here gets back. Maybe I'll go into the next one just to keep the flow going. After Tunnels, we then showed Rescue the Holes. We got a new trailer from them showing off a new update. They're showing off their level sharing feature in version 3.1 that allows you to create and share levels. How freaking cool is that? And already in the game, there was over 50 unique levels, and you know how it goes. Once you open things up to the community, it is endless possibilities. So Rescue the Holes from developer Jonotaku Studio. Available now on the MetaQuest. If you haven't checked out Rescue the Holes yet, version 3.1, they were just on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase. There's never been a better time. While you're gone, I talked Tunnels.
Yeah.
And this one.
Tunnels look scary.
Dude.
Only because of the claustrophobic aspect. And I have a fear of being in a
buried alive situation.
No, just I can't deal with
like cave diving stuff like that. People getting stuck.
I have my scuba license. I would never.
Not even on when it's underwater. Even just
I don't even want to go into a big cave underwater.
Correct. Well, even above, even just caves in general. dude, there's like gases emitted from there. I don't fuck with caves like that.
I'll go into a big cave above ground, but I'm not going into anything that I like.
I'll go to House Cavern in New York City. I mean, in New York State, but that's it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like some like tourist one in it. I ain't going and exploring it. You know? I ain't going and exploring some cave that people ain't been in before, you know?
Dude, you fucking for some reason bloat, you're not getting out. Because some of the areas you go through in caves are that small. Like you literally got to take your tank and put it first. No business going into that. But I'll try it in this.
And sometimes there's never mind. Anyway. Do you want to take the next one? Or do you want me to do one more to give you an opportunity to
that's fine.
To adjust. So the next one we had on it was Legend of Legends. Very funny game name, to say the least. It is made by developer Jack in the Box Games. This was the announcement trailer of the game. It's according to them, a handcrafted experience with a classic design of traditional action, adventure, RPG. This was from their press release. No randomized roguelikes here. It's explore a non-linear world, conquer the dungeons, defeat the bosses, and collect the orbs of power. Legend of Legends is a single-player non-linear adventure with a classic design of a traditional action RPG. So, for you old school RPG fans, this is what it looks like that they're coming after. They say face off against a plethora of monstrosities. Defend yourself against varied onslaught of attacks and fight back with a curated arsenal of your own. You're also going to solve puzzles, avoid traps, unlock new equipment, and defeat the dungeon bosses. Pretty cool. Their trailer won me in the last couple seconds with the little hamster dude. He's like, please buy something. I thought that was hilarious.
So next was Knights of Neon. I think definitely a well received trailer.
One of our sponsors too, but dude, the reception was off the charts. I loved it.
The voice was very similar to Optimus Prime. We'll just say it was probably AI.
Somebody gave him a compliment for it.
And I think he confirmed.
Amazing job with the AI
manipulation. Yep. But no, really, he did. Actually, had people wondering, is that the actual voice actor?
Yeah, I mean, dude.
But a very nice looking trailer. Very Tron meets Miami's Vice, if that makes any sense. But man, I'm anxious to try it. So kudos to Knights of Neon.
And they were actually on our showcase last year, and now this year they're a sponsor and coming in with what was one of the most well received trailers. I think when they pulled that bubblegum line in the trailer,
how it ends,
dude, it's great. Not to spoil the whole showcase in case people haven't seen it yet, but no, that was a fun one. And then we went to the Phoenix Gene, which was one of our more behind the scenes one. They had a little quick trailer in the start, and then they went to a few minutes of husband and wife duo, which, that's cool, man. We're father-son team. I like that. People coming together.
You said the fact that they're not divorced and made the game, they deserve it.
It's this far into it, and
you deserve it.
That's a good point. But they gave a whole explanation of what their game is, the inspirations of it, the way the gameplay works. I saw people getting really excited when they said what's it inspired by. So that was cool. That was one of those, like, let's see how the behind the scenes things received. It's not like a whole 4 minutes of gameplay. It's a lot of talking. So let's see. And it actually seemed like the live chat really liked it. So the Phoenix Gene, definitely go check that out when it's out.
And then we rolled into the, oh man, I wish I had a virtual pet. Stay Forever Home.
Ooh, that one.
That was a fun trailer.
We got a release date out of it as well too. So definitely go check out that trailer from Wind Up Minds.
It was a cute trailer, man. It was put together really good.
Yeah. They really did a good job with it.
Yeah, that's when I had some pretty good production value.
Well, we've been actually hearing about this game since there was 10 people in their Discord. Do you remember when we joined it? So it's actually really cool to see it out like this, or see the date announcement on our own showcase. That was really cool. And there's a definitely a big want for a game like this. I also did want to say that the Phoenix Gene is developed and published by Studio Heromation, and it's coming spring 2025. You can wishlist it now. So Stay Wind Up Minds, though, is going to be that's going to be a big title this year, I think. think a lot of people are going to get it for their
There's
kids.
a need for it.
Yeah.
I still wonder why we don't have pets, PETZ, and dogs, DOGZ.
Remember,
Those are old, man. So you just give them an easy facelift. It's like, come on.
I don't know if you remember this, but when I got a Nintendo DS, there was something called a Nintendogs that was kind of like that as well, and Nintendo Cats. Those things would do great in VR, of course, made by Nintendo. So, and then
They'll do that when they come out with their own headset.
this next one, we had some walkabout mini golf on our showcase. It started with re-showing that grip to puppet thing because they showed it on April Fools. It was really good to keep it in the showcase, let people know, no, this is not a joke. You can actually play this. And then there were some other exclusive announcements from Walkabout Mini Golf. So definitely go check out that trailer if you're a Walkabout fan. And then they say one thing at the end. They go one more thing with a little bug. So
I'm curious your thoughts on that. There was a good discussion in the chat about it.
Maybe IPs.
I was going IP, but other people were going
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Like tiny mode. Like a permanent tiny mode.
A Bug's Life.
Bug's Life was my guess.
A Bug's Life was a cool freaking
I'm going to
movie.
feel like shit if it was. Because a few times I've spilled the beans by accident without even knowing the beans.
There was no beans to spill,
There was no beans. I was just talking, man.
Yeah, so if you're a Walkabout Mini Golf fan, that one's a must watch.
Slow down the very end of that and try to dissect it.
Like I said, some date announcements. Come on, man. That was a damn good one.
Yep. Then we had a nice advertisement for the new putter accessory that's available called Grip to Putter.
Which we
tried and play with.
We're actually in their trailer for a second.
Actually in their trailer.
We'll touch the feels with it, you know.
That was cool. Some other creators in there as well. I mean, I just speak on my use of it. No one's paying me to say it, not say it, whatever, but I liked it. You know, everything you heard in the seconds that we spoke about it was legit.
I'm sure we'll do a longer thing on the podcast.
I'm actually gonna use it as my go-to because I want to see if I can start beating all my old scores, not just
so far
2 for 2 on 2 hard courses. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. That's not a coincidence.
Like we said, there was one that was like -9.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, what's your record on this? You're like -9. I go, shit, dude.
Yeah.
How are we gonna beat this?
Came back and beat it.
Yeah, like -11.
Like that impressed
12
me.
something. I was like, no way. So yeah, that's a great one. I was so glad to have them on here. And then we had a trailer discussing the Among Us 3D rebrand from Shell Games with, this was announced a month ago. Great trailer.
Yeah.
Where Among Us is going from Among Us VR to Among Us 3D, and it's going to be cross-play with a flat screen 3D version coming out. Because usually Among Us is like 2D isometric.
Yep. No, this is going to be great for flat screen players. Yep.
And for Shell Games, baby.
Well, let's not talk about that.
Let's go, Shell.
Plus, they threw out some, call me crazy, but that was I Expect You to Die 4 shit coming ready to be thrown in our face.
Go check out their Twitter. Go on their X. Go on their X account and just like look at their last couple posts and tell me. You tell me.
That's not.
I ain't saying shit. Die. I'm just saying what I'm reading, and that looks like a lot of I Expect You to Die discussion going on recently.
And if they didn't, and we do another showcase, they can certainly announce it. Then I wouldn't be upset about it. But their posts have had me excited.
Mm-hmm.
And they know it, so they're just feeding fires.
Oh yeah. Is the next one me or is it you?
Oh, I'm sorry, it is me. You did talk about Among Us, did you?
Yeah.
Not?
Well, I just
talking about Shell.
I already stole one from you. I don't want to do it again.
Sorry, I was watching it go down and letting it happen. I was just laughing. So this next
now you see
one,
me all hesitant, like
I wanted to play this next one again from the time I saw the video. But Rival Stars Horse Racing looks kind of fun, man. And then I jokingly joke, "Are you the horse or are you the rider?" But no, I'm quite sure you're the rider. Horse care, maintenance. Hoping there's upgrades and shit. I don't know, better shoes or something for your horse. Or
made by developer Pickpock, who's a pretty big developer outside of VR.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of titles. If this goes well,
could be bringing more.
That's what I always think when we see these. Like Tiny Build was doing that for a bit.
But I like when someone can prove something can be done and be like, all right, the horse situation. If we can check that off the block, then are we that much closer to a Red Dead Redemption port? Even the first
Big brain
one, right?
thoughts going on there.
That'd be a team beef move, right?
And this trailer was not just any trailer. We got a release date announcement in this trailer. So they announced their release date on the 2025 Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase. That's huge. And their release date's going to be April 17th. Not saying don't go watch it.
Couple weeks.
Still go watch the showcase, though, because it's a
100%.
damn good trailer.
I'll probably watch it again.
And then we got to our last 3 trailers. We got a double announcement from Ragnarok, where they announced both their newest DLC pack, which is available at the moment it aired on the showcase. You could go and buy it. Their newest DLC pack of Ailstorm, which is funny. They dropped some teasers to their community the week leading up, and people figured it out so fast. I even saw them in their Discord laughing, like, next time we'll make the teasers harder. You guys are too good. But I think that the reason people guessed it so fast is the Ragnarok community has been wanting Ailstorm. So now the Ailstorm pack is available now, featuring the songs Keelhauled, Drink, Party, Shipwrecked, Treasure Chest, Party Quest, and Ailstorm. And then they also announced a pirate skin pack. The DLCs are available on MetaQuest, Steam, PSVR 2, Pico, and Viveport. And when we say Steam, we mean flat screen and VR, because that's how Ragnarok rolls.
You got it. All right, next one.
Fuck, dude, I love this next
Stoked
one.
to the gills. We're finally getting a release date. And I want it so bad. It's so close. I don't have it. I couldn't tell you. Vestiges.
Ooh.
Vestiges is coming out.
On the MetaQuest, because it's already out on Steam.
Yep.
Flat screen and PC VR.
Standalone users are soon. Dude, it looks so freaking good.
April 24th.
End of the month. It's worth it. The date's there. So yeah, get Ragnarok, and then a week later you can, just under 10 days, pick up Vestiges.
Dude, Wanadev, great studio. That's the developer of both Vestiges, Fallen Tribes, and
excited.
Ragnarok. I saw people saying like a month ago that I saw it, maybe even in our Discord, somebody said, Wanadev's pulling out of VR. Ragnarok's not getting any more DLCs, and Vestiges isn't on standalone, And I knew that both of those were going to be in our showcase. I just had to sit there and be like,
Yeah,
I'm not even responding. Wanadev ain't going nowhere. We got a new Ragnarok DLC pack and Vestiges release date. Freaking awesome. And then we got to close out the show with Silent North.
Perfect closer.
A pre-order now trailer with the always incredible media team from Combat Waffle Studios. Their cinematic trailers are something else. They always are. They just crush it.
Dude, it was the perfect, telling you, man, like it was just like that slow switch off.
Mm-hmm.
And then to get the little, I don't want to ruin the whole trailer, but the added bonus at the end.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
dude, it's
the first time that because we knew that was going to be the last one, right? Like, oh man, I just hope this flows good.
Mm-hmm.
You can't close with something that doesn't feel like it should be a closer. And you're like, that was it. From the music's incredible. The trailer is so damn good. And then again, that little, like, wow. That was my, like, this is perfect.
Yeah, they
like,
crushed it.
You can truly like flick the white switch and go, that was a good damn showcase.
Mm-hmm. And
Silent North, dude. You talk about some crazy shit coming. That game's doing it.
So huge props to our sponsors of the 2025 Ruff Talk VR showcase as well. We had Silent North, Beyond Frames Entertainment, Loop One Done, Shell Games, Thomas Van Bowel.
Thomas.
Love him. Developer of Cubism, upcoming game. Laser
Dude.
Dance had a great chat with him at Connect as well. Awesome developer. Then we had Blue Brain Games. We had Petrichor, developer of Mythic Realms. We have Knights of Neon. By the way, Blue Brain Games, developer of the House of Da Vinci VR. Then we had Knights of Neon. We had Fun Train, who had two trailers in our pre-show with Jungle Man and Blackgate. Then we also had Simply Diplicious for your best craft dips.
Sorry. Blackgate looked good.
Yeah, Blackgate looked real good. We got to hop in. We'll play.
Yeah.
We should play it with Doug soon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Doug from Fun Train. He's a great guy as well.
Dude, he's
It's
a
another
cool
one.
dude, man.
Yeah.
My kind of peeps.
Yeah. So great show.
Tall. Jesus, is he tall.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you so much to all the studios that participated. And most importantly, thank you to all the viewers that tuned in and watched. And if you haven't watched yet, it was a fine line we walked here. We're talking about what was on the showcase, but also still, if you want to go watch it, not spoiling everything. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's definitely still worth a watch. Go check out the replay of the 2025 Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase. Available on our YouTube channel to watch on demand. Stay tuned for next time. Think we might have to talk about doing a second. Make it twice a year, And
I'm down.
Upwards and onwards from there. It's only going to keep getting better. So, thank you to everyone, and stay tuned for some interviews dropping later this week. Ciao, ciao.